Yo, 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 it's D.Arthur in the building. I'm talking to you guys today about the effects of semen retention on your attraction levels to attract a crush or a partner or someone you're interested in, or maybe an ex or something like that. Is it possible to retain your seminal fluid and then attract somebody that you might be interested in? And the thing is, there's a yes and no to this, because the thing is, you can go on semen retention for as long as humanly as possible as you want, and combined with other things, you're just gonna be in a better mood. Your mood is just gonna be better. The vibrational frequency that you're gonna be constantly be at, it's just gonna be high. It's gonna be a very high consciousness, a very high vibration. And if you steadily hold this type of vibration, you might even decide to take some action about things that you really want. You're no longer scared anymore. You're no longer scared. You actually might take some action about the things that you really want. You always wanted to do, always wanted to have, always wanted to become, always wanted to reach out. You just might take some action, and that action might actually get you the results that you've always wanted. Because the thing is, if you go on retention, you're just building up a lot of courage. You're building a lot of willpower. You're building a lot of courage. You're building a lot of discipline, and you're just becoming a better version of yourself. You're exhibiting a higher vibrational life. And if you combine this with meditation, you combine this with spiritual work, you combine this with working out, you're going to be exhibiting a higher vibration. And people, men and women alike, can pick up on this very, very keenly. They can pick up on this very, like white on rice. They're going to realize that you might not be the same as everybody else. You might not be the same as everybody else. You're just a little bit more, you just seem to be like you're a little bit more in the flow. It seems like you're just very aware of your surroundings. You're exhibiting a higher vibration. You're just you're independent of certain outcomes, and you're just overall a happier individual. And the thing is, if you become a happier individual, you're gonna attract happier situations and circumstances by default. You're gonna start attracting happier situations and circumstances by default. You might realize that maybe you're at the gym and then you're on retention. That someone, maybe a woman decides to work out next to you, and then maybe she's the one who's asking you a question about something specific, and maybe maybe she wants to open up a convo with you, or she's actually just curious. You might just start realizing the way people look at you is just very wow, they might be in awe. They really might be in awe. And the reason why this is because a lot of people are moving at a lower vibration. They think that they have to do things. They're not 100% happy or fulfilled. They think they're going through the motions. They just think that another day. They're basically taking their life for granted in some sort of way. And this is a very dangerous way to live, because if you're taking your life for granted, what happens is someone close to you passes away or something like that. Now you're no longer living for yourself, you're living for them. And if you're living a life that you're taking for granted, then it's just not going to work out. You're not going to be as happy as you pretty much can. So the best way is to increase your vibration, increase the foods that you eat, make self-improvement, self-development a lifestyle. You got to go hard every single day. You got to operate from a higher vibration. You have to take notes about your mood before you go to the gym, and then after you go to your gym. How do you feel after you hit the gym and you have an intense workout? You're obviously going to be a lot happier, because there's more dopamine in your brain. And now you're going to start allowing things that you want. You're going to start thinking, instead of your thoughts controlling you, you're going to start controlling your thoughts. And if you start controlling your thoughts, you're making way for the things that you want to happen. You're game planning now. Because the thing is, I think Abraham Lincoln said this. He said that if he was to cut down, if he had a plan to cut down a tree, he would spend the majority of the time sharpening the axe. And this is a metaphor that is kind of the same when you go on retention, because if you're trying to execute something specific, you're going to spend you're probably going to spend 90% of the time planning it out, picturing it, visualizing it, and then that 10% is when you actually execute. And if you're very prepared for certain things, it's just going to be a lot better of an experience as if you weren't prepared. Because if you're not prepared, things are going to feel a lot more likely. So like I said, like the higher vibration that you exhibit, the happier you are, the more authentic you are, the more fulfilled you are, the more worry free you are, the more likely the things that you really want to happen in your life start making its way to you, because you're no longer blocking it. You're no longer giving excuses as to why things can't happen. You're no longer being defensive about certain things. And like I said, like, can you attract, like, the thing is about attracting, let's say maybe an ex, crush, love, or something like that, it just kind of makes it more like, if you do take action, you no longer are dependent. You're no longer dependent on the outcome, because the thing is, I mean, with people, it's just like everything is unpredictable. So you might bottle up the courage to maybe reach out or something like that, but you're still no longer dependent on the outcome. Because if they decide to hit you back up, then oh well. If they decide not to hit you back up, then oh well. You're still good with yourself. You're still very good with yourself. This is the difference when you've been relapsing, and when you haven't really been taking care of yourself, and you haven't really been exhibiting a higher vibration. You care too much about other things because you think that you need other things to make you happy. But if you're constantly exhibiting a higher vibration, you're wholesome in yourself. You don't need other things to make you happy. And that's the thing. It's called the law of detachment. Once you start detaching from certain outcomes, you think you need something, you think you need someone, you think you need this, you think you need that, you think you need this external validation. You're practicing an act of an act of attachment and external validation. And if you keep living like this is also living like as if you have an ego. And if you keep living like this, I mean, you're never going to be truly 100% happy, because you always feel that you need something to make you fulfilled. You need some other things. But if you're practicing the art of detachment, and you already think that you are enough, regardless of what it happens or who you are, you're just going to allow things into your life a lot smoother. It's because you're in the flow. The best way to, let's say, get the best things, to get what you want, to become who you want to be, is to be in the flow 100% of the time. Not letting negative people or negative things dictate your mood. Always having a high vibration. Always game planning. Always being purposeful. Always executing to the best of your ability. And this is how things will start planning itself out. You no longer care too much. You no longer care. You're practicing the art of detachment. And like I said, being detached from anything and anything is pretty much the way you can get a wholesome. You can be wholesome. You can be happy without other things. And like I said, like semen retention helps you start exhibiting these behaviors, because once you retain, like I said, you're gonna have a lot more dopamine and good feeling chemicals in your brain. So you need less things to make you feel happy. You need less things to make you feel happy, because if you're consistently relapsing, one, you're gonna have a loss of energy. Two, you're gonna think that your goals and desires are way too hard to acquire. Three, you're not gonna be exhibiting any discipline. And four, it's gonna be harder to transcend your life. You're gonna be stuck in a revolving door. It's just gonna be harder for you to really get what you want, because you're lacking energy, you're lacking enthusiasm, you're lacking motivation. I mean, honestly, like depression and things like that, it really just comes to being too attached to certain outcomes and situations. that's what it kind of comes down to. Like I said, the art of detachment, the art of being free flowing. And even if you do feel a certain emotion, you might feel it, you really feel it, and then you let it go, you're gonna feel a lot better after. That's just how it works. But if you let things kind of rule your world, you let certain situations and outcomes rule your life, it's just gonna be, it's just gonna take a lot more for you to reach a state of constant high happiness. So yeah, like, practice the art of detachment, self-develop, do things that you really want to do, be purposeful with your life, and then things will start working itself out. You'll start becoming who you want to be, and life will just become a lot smoother, and you'll be in the flow a lot more often. You'll be in the flow a lot more often. And then sooner or later, you're gonna notice the people that you really wanted, they might even reach out to you. They might want to talk to you just because just because of you're uplifting your vibration. See, the thing about vibration is, like, once you're constantly in a high vibration, you're going to constantly start lifting other people out. They're going to start waving at you. They're going to start opening the conversation to you. They're going to start normalizing interactions because they think that they see something different from you than most other people. Because like I said, most people are just existing but not really living. But you want to be that 1% who actually lives instead of just exists. So like the video, comment, subscribe below. We'll see you in the next one.